As I came in by FedEx side on a May morning, I spied Willie McIntosh an hour before.
Hello, welcome to Premier Scene. I'm Claire Bueno as we reach the final day and the final film of Film4's FrightFest as we talk to the cast and crew of A Lonely Place to Die.
Girls, stop.
Just wait.
Be nice.
I'm chuffed to be here. Like, it's my first time, so and it's.
Because you've got a receptive audience that, you know, really will want to embrace this film and love it, which it would really help.
Yeah, no, it does help. I mean, I think it is important that people come in and I think what's great I've noticed about the horror fans in particular is they're so enthusiastic. You know, they're die-hard fans, and it's good to see that, and hopefully they'll become die-hards about this. So. Exactly.
Well, but what made you die hard about this?
What made me? Julian. I mean, he's just a great director to work with. He knows, he's so clear cut in his vision, and he set that tone right from the first audition. And on the first day of shooting, I started doing things. He was like, no, that's not what I want at all. You go like this, and I did it, and it made sense. And I think he led by example. You know, I mean, the guy's he's just climbed Matterhorn and the Eiger, and I mean, in the Alps. So he set the tone, and I think that was what was important for me, was to you know, follow his lead. And I think when you're working with someone who's so clear and got that intensity to it, you believe in what they're saying, which is important. You need to trust your director.
Definitely, and also your fellow actors. You're working as an ensemble. What was that experience like?
I mean, it's just a superb cast surrounded by. I mean, I've been very lucky in my very young career to work with some great people. But I mean, this shoot was, I think it was one of the best shoots I've ever been on. And I mean, our little climbing crew were fantastic, with Melissa, with Kate, with Alec. I mean, Mr. Gary Sweeney as well. Like, you have a lovely little crew. And then you've got like indie greats like Sean Harris, who I've been like intimidated by since I can remember seeing him in a movie, and then you see what he does on camera, and he soaks up the camera with what he does. So yeah, very exciting.
Hey guys, I heard something.
I hear it.
It's a breathing tube. There's someone down there.
Was this a script that you just couldn't turn down?
Yeah, pretty much. It was. I hadn't done anything in the horror genre before, and I really liked the fact that it was quite an active kind of adventure, thriller, climbing, you know, film. So yeah.
What kind of sort of preparation did you have to do for this part?
I made sure I was pretty physically fit, and that was it. I didn't go climbing. Wisely, I don't know, but no. I knew that we'd have great guys on set with us, and during filming, actually, I did go climbing with Brie Blagden, who was a fantastic climbing expert that we had on hand. So, yeah.
What was the kind of essence of your character that you connected with when you were going through the script?
She's pretty feisty. She's also quite maternal in the group. Within the sort of dynamics of the group, she's very. She kind of looks after everyone. She takes the lead. She's quite. She knows what to do. She doesn't mess about. She makes some decisions and she goes with it. So I quite like that.
And what's it been like for sort of independent film, for emerging talent being part of this film, do you think?
Sorry, could you say that again?
Being part of this film, sorry, it's noisy, isn't it?
Okay.
Independent film, how good it is for emerging talent.
Oh my God, independent film is amazing. I mean, you know, I think we really need to support our independent films in this country, because otherwise, we're, you know, all the emerging talent across the board, not just actors but directors and writers and crew, and you know, there's so many people that need a break and that need a start, and I think, you know, there's always something brilliant to offer. So
we've got to get her off these mountains as soon as possible.
We'll run to the village for help. From there I can alert the police and get the Highland Rescue out to pick up the rest of you. You do it your way. I'll try mine.
Your film looks so cinematic. You create.
Thank you.
Sweeping landscapes.
Yeah, well, we were very lucky. I mean, you know, it's a very cliched thing to say it, but I did actually say, you know, we don't have to pay for most of our sets. They've been done by the Ice Age about 10,000 years ago. They look great. Don't do anything to them. Just point the camera at them, you know, as long as the weather behaves. Yeah, definitely.
And You've written the script with
My
your
younger
brother as well.
William, yes, yeah.
So how was that collaboration, and how did you share that process?
Oh, yeah, it's interesting. We sort of sit down and we have the ideas, and then we thrash out the sort of story over a sort of a 10-page treatment, and then we'll attack different bits. So, I'll take the climbers at the beginning, he'll take a shred of different characters, and then we weave, and then we go over each other's work. So we're not sort of in front of a typewriter together going, no, don't put and, what if? Because you won't get anywhere. You've got to go off, do your own thing, then come and massage each other's work. And it seems to work pretty well. We agree 80% of the time, and 20% of the time it's worth not agreeing over and pushing it more,
The thing is, as well, you've got the trust between each other because you're family.
Yeah. It makes it, it's nice to have somebody in this industry that there is a trust bond that's never questioned, definitely, yeah.
And logistically, what was this film like to shoot?
It wasn't easy. It really wasn't easy. The weather was okay to good, amazing for Scotland. Yes, it was a very challenging film shoot. It was a very challenging film shoot, but you just day 8, you just get in a helicopter, you start getting your shots, you start ticking your shot list off. Are we on schedule? Sort of. And, it is a challenge, of course it is, turning your sets like that and making them go like that and getting actors and stunt people and everything else. But, you surround yourself with the right people. The way I prepared was by becoming a climber in the process myself, and that was very useful to see what was possible and what we could really pull off,
So it wasn't climbing wasn't something that you knew about before you started scripting this?
No, not really. We started researching very, very early on as we were writing the first draft, and Carnaby, our producers, sort of paid for us to go up and climb a few mountains and start getting into it. And then I got really, really into it, and it ultimately, I think it made the film a lot more cinematic, a lot more real. The climbing in this film is much more real. It's much more realistic than we've seen in films past. And actually, I kind of wanted to end my own chapter. So when the film was done, I still had unfinished business. So I've just come back from the Alps, having climbed the Eiger and the Matterhorn for Cancer Research UK. And I tell you, it's fucking big mountains over there, Yeah.
Does it give you as well a better respect for what you're having to put your actors through?
I call myself a bit of a method director, and I like to put myself through. Yeah, if you like, a lot of what the actors are going to go through. But I have to say, actors, they did have it relatively quite tough on this film. But the stunt people, they always have it tougher, and they always come up with bigger smiles on their face. So.
There always be money in the world, mate. Plenty of that to go around. But this little girl, unique, one of a kind.